we're going to roll right on into Mr. Yarrow Kubrin. He's the man who has gout. He's the man who's searching for clout. And, of course, he is also the man that loves a glass of Pinot, even though it messes with his libido. That's right. It's none other than Mr. Yarrow Kubrin.
Shit. Damn, Yarrow.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's get the libido back up. This is Monday, July 8th. At 9 News. I'll give you viewers something to put some lead in your pencil.
Oh, boy.
Or a flush in your bush. California cannabis operators pivot to comply with new vape laws. Hot off the press, California cannabis brands and retailers are implementing new initiatives for vape packaging and disposal in response to a state law that went into effect July 1st. The new requirements under the California Business and Professional Code, section blah, 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 include a ban on using the term disposable to describe marijuana vape products in advertising, labeling, and marketing, and mandating that THC oil, vape pens, and batteries be disposed of at hazardous waste collection facilities, such as the Ohio Sheriff's Office, or other approved businesses. This legislation will help educate customers on how to properly dispose of integrated vaporizers, highlighting the need to treat them as hazardous waste as opposed to normal waste, said Angelica Sanchez, Senior Director of Government Affairs and Compliance at Sacramento-based Perfect Union, which operates 9 stores primarily in Northern California. New challenges for retailers and brands. The burden of disposing of defective or turn-to-use vape products likely will now fall on retailers. The consumers themselves, however, have no real recycling solutions that are dedicated to cannabis products, specifically vaporization products, said Jeremy Green, CEO and co-founder of Los Angeles headquartered Final Bell Holdings, which provides supply chain services for California and Canadian brands. To provide convenience for customers, Perfect Union is installing vape disposal boxes at its 9 stores throughout the state. Perfect Union team supports initiatives that promote both environmentally friendly packaging and safe disposal, Sanchez said. This is an important step in the right direction. On the marketing front, Final Bell is helping its industry customers update existing packaging or create new labels as a temporary solution following the July 1st deadline, Green said. Mammoth Distribution and its brand Heavy Hitters, one of the top-selling vape products in the state, aligned product packaging months ago to meet the new compliance standards. We have been progressively incorporating the bill's language into our marketing and education materials. Wesley Hine, head of global brand expansion at the Los Angeles-based distributor and president of the California Distributor Association, told MJ Biz via email. Improving sustainability. Some brands, such as Pax Labs, are incorporating more sustainable components into their devices. The San Francisco headquartered company, one of the industry's biggest producers of cannabis vape products and accessories, in April released its first vape device made with reclaimed and recycled ocean-bound plastic. As part of an industry that cares deeply about the plant, we are keen to see not just responsible consumption, but responsible disposal as well. In this case, similar to how we treat most other consumer electronics that contain lithium-ion batteries. Scott Collins, Pax Labs Senior Director of Hardware Product and Design, told MJ Biz Daily via email. This is another reason why reusable pen and pod platforms are a great choice for durability and reducing the environmental impact of vape products. The PAX Trip, which is an outer shell made from the repurposed material, initially was launched in California and Massachusetts, but expansion is underway in Colorado and New York. California sets a standard. For decades, California set the standard for domestic environmental policy and sustainability initiatives. The vape law was tied to other measures passed in the 2021-2022 California legislative session, including another bill, also known as the Responsible Battery Recycling Act of 2022. AB 2440, sponsored by Democratic Assembly member and industry critic Jackie Irwin, mandates covered batteries manufacturers to develop waste collection programs for consumers. The vape disposal law builds on California's effort to improve sustainable disposable practices for cannabis vaping products while decreasing the likelihood of safety hazards such as fires associated with battery-operated devices, according to cannabis attorney Paula Sancheveco. With the support of the state's cannabis industry leaders behind these legislative endeavors, licensed cannabis companies will play an instrumental role in decreasing fires in the materials management system across the state, said Savanchko, founder of Canaccord Group and PS Law Group in South Florida. enforcement and disposal solutions. Enforcing another burdensome regulation, according to industry sources, will be difficult for California's Department of Cannabis Control, which is trying to contain a growing pesticide scandal in the marketplace. The Department of Cannabis Control is updating its packaging and labeling checklist to reflect the new requirements and will be issuing guidance to support licensee compliance, DCC spokesman Maria Warren told MJ Biz Daily. Florida-based cannabis business attorney Justin Robinson questions the impact of the law, not its merits. From a practical perspective, consumers and others will likely continue throwing the vapes in the trash until there is widespread and convenient solution of electronic waste disposal, he told MJ Biz Daily via email. Without a program of consumer education and network of locations that can be easily accessed by consumers, these regulations, unfortunately, are nothing but words on a packaging label with no practical way for them to influence the way behavior they are trying to, with no way, practical way for them to influence the very behavior they're trying to change. So, fellow panelists, guests, pundits, listen, I am a Republican in the room.
Yes.
I am curious to hear what the rest of you think about this new change in the vape laws in California. This is Yarrow Kubrin, at 9 News, Monday morning.
I mean, changing the word disposable on the packaging isn't going to stop people from throwing them away. Now we're calling them an all-in-one and having to update weed maps and everything else. And it's a pain in the ass because brands have to update. If it's a branded ad on weed maps, we can't change the verbiage as retailers. We have to wait till the brands do it. And they haven't done it. So, I mean, if I was West Coast Cure, I'd be running, not walking to my fucking ads and change all that wording because it seems like if there's somebody after them, this is an easy target.
I mean, I think this is just stupid.
I agree.
It's totally stupid. It's a total waste of people's time. It's going to cost retailers more money and employee time and unproductivity because this is just ridiculous. Like, there's so many bigger things to worry about in cannabis than what things are called. And I feel like this is now all these vape pens are now just all pronoun pens.
Oh, man.
Well, let's talk about our pronouns for a second. So I thought what was interesting about this article was, on the one hand, Wesley Hine, shout out Wesley, love ya, thumbs up, mwah. From Mammoth Distribution, they were talking about how this change in law was not a big deal for them because they have been, quote, progressively incorporating the bill's language into our marketing and education materials. In other words, not a thing but a chicken wing because they had the foresight to understand that this was going to be coming, and they made those adjustments preemptively. And yet above that, in the same article, it talked about Final Bell, which does a lot of fulfillment for a lot of companies.
They do.
And on the marketing front, it says Final Bell is helping its industry customers update existing packaging or create new labels as a temporary solution.
All that means, Yarrow, you got to read between the lines. All that means is they're getting to sell them more packaging now. That's all that means.
But
so, of course, they're willing to help.
Don't you pet my skunk. What it means is that those brands didn't do the same thing that Mammoth Distribution did, which was to pay attention to the upcoming changes and to have that affect the purchasing and printing and the way in which they continued to be compliant in the market. And so Final Bell is helping people with something that just changed July 1st. Shout out to Final Bell for supporting its customers, but that's the kind of stuff that should be done January 1st, not July 1st.
Yeah, but you gotta understand most of these operators are reactive, not proactive in almost everything they do. They don't fix a problem until there is a problem, and that's why they get in these places that they're in this financial debt that they are, because they don't have the foresight and they don't plan ahead.
All they need is a cannabis attorney, a compliance person. I mean, the challenge with the information age is
we are.
Well, sure, but it's because they're worth it, right? And the challenge in the
I don't know if they're always worth it.
Hang on now.
The challenge in the information age is not the lack of information. It's the synthesis and execution based on the information. And so, once again, this doesn't need to be a regulatory crisis for those that are paying attention.
What I'm saying is a crisis, Yarrow, is not that it's a regulatory crisis. I'm saying it's a crisis that the regulators are even wasting their time on this. This is the most stupid thing in the world.
It's just another battery. We have these
types of
batteries
stupid.
in so many other industries. So we know these lithium-ion batteries shouldn't be put just directly in the trash. And we've known that for a really long time. We have lithium-ion batteries in a ton of other industries and a ton of other equipment.
And guess how many people care?
Trying to make this special and unique.
And guess how many people care? No one. No one cares about none of that.
Can we just regulate the Prius batteries? And we definitely do a lot more of the carbon footprint if we did that.
That part's true.
Ban Priuses.
They don't want to hear that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tried to implement just a drop-off station at local dispensaries for once they were done with those, and I would actually get those to a school that would use them for weird forms of art and take the batteries and turn them in. I couldn't even get people to put a bin there.
I mean, in all fairness, you really probably can't put a bin there for a lot of reasons. Mainly that you would have open product just sitting there that anyone could access. I mean, there's
also a huge fire risk.
Yep.
Logistics, but you know what I mean. People don't want to find a way to recycle, no matter if there is a way or not.
I mean, I don't blame them. It's a hassle. It's a pain in the ass.
I think recycling is a noble thing. I think these batteries are damaging and harmful. And
even though it's worse for the environment?
I think the idea of foisting yet another requirement on this industry instead of just treating it the way everybody treats batteries. I mean, is this requirement, is this uniform across all industries that use lithium-ion batteries? Because if they're not,
it's not.
Then they're continuing to treat the cannabis industry like the redheaded stepchild.
Exactly.
And give it extra attention that's not positive.
Now that part you're 100% right about right there.
California's rolled out a lot of regulations recently that affect us, right? But they should probably be spread out to other industries, like the types of generators that we're now allowed to use.
I wonder if some lawyer out there would sue the state on behalf to say and point out not this law but a whole bunch of other ones where there is no crossover to other industries, and to say that we are unjustly being singled out in all of these different changes, and these should be broad changes across the state. If the state wants to implement, they can't just singly force that all on one industry.
No, they should, but they're going to push back and say that they're allowing us to break federal law, so this is the tax we have to pay to be able to skirt federal law.
I mean, the battery is a battery, right? And if they want to talk about the hazards of cannabis oil, are they enforcing when diabetics throw away a hypodermic needle in a public trash can? I mean, it just needs
not in San Francisco
in order to be fair.
They don't make it to the trash can.
Not in San Francisco.
Those aren't diabetics either.
I mean,
no, those are diehard addicts.
Could have fooled me. Well,
you're a Republican. It's not hard to do that, right?
I mean, that's right. I am hard to be fooled because I can see through all the bullshit, Yarrow. It's one of my superpowers.
I mean, we have to, what do we have to pay a fee, right? When you get a new battery for your car, there's a disposal fee because you got to take it back to AutoZone and they got to take the old
I thought
battery.
they charged you a fee when you when you do that, because they used to charge you a core charge when you would buy the battery. And then, when you would go and get another one, you're still paying that same core charge. It's just a way to just tax you. It's so stupid.
What is the proper disposal method? What are they doing that's so special? Because I feel
you break it open, you take the liquid,
combining
and
the recycling.
You spread it on your baby's bottom as a diaper rash cure. That's the proper way.
Is that what you use for yours, Yarrow? Here's Yarrow's boofing things again.
And I use it to keep regular. It's a great hedge against constipation. A little liquid lithium-ion battery juice in the morning, along with the green drink and the spirulina and all those other things, gets me going real good.